Hey guys, it's Kay,
And Samantha,
and welcome to another episode of a brunch session. All right, Sam, how was your week?
girl, my week was cool. I feel like I said the same thing every time. So this week has been exam after exam, spending time with my classmates. I had to take like a little hiatus from everybody for a little bit for the weekend because I just felt overwhelmed this whole week. I'm tired. But now, right now, in this moment, I'm cool. I'm chilling. I'm not overwhelmed. I'm not stressed. I have had tests this past week, but I'm chilling. So cool. How about you?
Well, school has started this Monday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, today was the first day of class, and I was on my phone the entire time. Like, during a whole entire Zoom session, I was not paying attention to nobody. I muted that call like 3 times. It's just, I feel very burnt out. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like I'm tired of school. I have 1 year left. So I'm just really, really over it. So, and then, feeling like I don't really want to do clinical anymore. So the classes are now kind of like crap, having to deal with counseling and stuff. And I'm just sitting there
Mm-hmm.
like, I really don't want to do this. So I'm going to have to find some inner strength and pull it out.
I feel you. I feel you. Ooh, child. Let's get started with our topics, you guys. So actually, we really only have one main one. It's about finances, y'all.
Yeah, the money episode.
Man, finances. So I feel like this generation, maybe it's always been like this, but I feel like this generation for real, maybe it's millennials. I don't know if it's because we're in the new 2000s, but money has been a big factor for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
It's the reason why people wake up, it's the reason why they make moves. I want us to have a topic or a conversation on what do we think about money and why do people have such an emphasis on money? Like, what's the problem? Why is money so serious?
Man, I feel like money has, and God even talks about this in the Bible, money really is the root of all evil. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, in First Timothy chapter 6, verse 10, he says, "For the love of money is the root of all kinds of evils. It is through this craving that some have wandered away from the faith and pierced themselves with many pangs."
Mm.
So people love money. People love to spend it. People love to have it. And for a lot of people, I feel like having nice items is a form of validation.
True.
I know so many, like I
True.
have two good friends actually who have called themselves like they feel like they are low-key shopping addicts. They will buy something when they're sad. They will buy something when they're really happy. Like I've had a friend who bought boots instead of paying rent.
Mm.
Like sis had a whole rent due and bought some purple, I don't even know what kind of boots they were. And I was like, why would you do that? And she was like, well, I've been so stressed out, I deserved it. I said, you're gonna be more
Huh?
stressed out when you're on the streets. Like,
Man. See, the logic to me does not make any sense. The crazy part is, okay, so I live in a complex that's not I don't
it's
want to throw
ghetto.
shade at my complex, but
It's
it's
ghetto.
it's the ghetto. It's the ghetto. It's cool. And I live here. I love it. I live here. It's cool. I got drug dealers next to me.
Lord.
It literally gives me Friday vibes. Like it gives me Friday vibes. It's cool.
You got a
But the
Craig
thing,
downstairs.
girl, I got Craig downstairs, girl, everybody. And it's like I love the environment, but at the end of the day, I know what I'm surrounded by. I have common sense to understand people that are around me, including me, we're not in a financial position where we're able to spend bread like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So when I go outside and I see somebody with a custom Land Rover Rogue, I know that car costs about $50,000. I'm talking about light teal blue paint,
Ooh, that sounds
big,
beautiful.
nice custom rims. Your car is 3, 4, 5 times more than your rent monthly.
Yeah.
Come on now. Logically, how do you feel comfortable driving that vehicle when you know you park that vehicle in an area that car does not match the type of energy that it's around? It makes no sense. You're wasting your money on a vehicle rather than putting the money into a house, putting the money into an actual place for you to live. You're renting out an apartment in a ghetto complex, bruh. I look at you and I'm like, your priorities are all over the place.
Well, that's because people can see him driving around in that car. People can't see the
Who's
house.
seeing you?
People like
because if they see you turn
around.
into this complex, they're gonna be like, oh, you probably visiting. Because I questioned when I saw that car, I said, I know that car does not live here because it makes no sense to me because your car is too expensive to be in this vicinity. You must be visiting or that must be a rental. If you own that vehicle and you choose to live in this complex or you lease that vehicle and you live in this complex, your priorities are ridiculous. Who are you showing off for? Because then all of a sudden, the same person you're trying to impress with that vehicle, they're following you to this apartment, bruh. To this apartment. Come on now. The logic makes no sense. Please explain it to me.
It's people, I feel like when I look on social media, I see a lot of people who are really just trying to prove to other people that they got it. And I read this comment on a video and I'm just going to read it because honestly, I feel like it summarized everything. This lady said, I hate that they promote a culture of greed and excess when they don't even have it. This mindset of breeding heartlessness for a bag to the young and easily impressed. We will never win making a purchase for a luxury bag to make a billionaire richer instead of rent. They need to pretend to be entrepreneurs and real estate moguls at the very least. Capitalism is gross. And that killed me. And basically, she was making a comment under King of Reeds. He's on YouTube. And he was talking about, it was shady. He was talking about D-list celebrities, like people like light-skinned Keisha and Mulatto, the rapper, and basically talking about how they flaunt their money to other people to make it seem like they have it when really you don't have it. And why do people feel like you have to just flaunt your money? And I feel like a lot of it is people, they want you to see that, look at my worth. Like I got a man that bought me this bag, so obviously I'm worth something if you're going to spend racks on me. And there's nothing wrong with having a man buy you things, but when that is what makes you stay around, when that is what makes you put up with cheating and lies and public disrespect, and then you turn around and say, well, I can't help who I love, I feel like that's hurtful to a lot of young girls that might see that and be like, well, as long as I got it, as long as, I'm driving around in the Range Rover, can't even pronounce it correctly, as long as I'm doing all these things, then maybe I can put up with it because I'd rather have this and be cheated on than have nothing and be cheated on with, which both are bad. Like being cheated on is bad, period.
Yeah. And that's the thing. That's why it's like, it's so sad when I go on social media and I see young girls talking about, I want to be a stripper. Like my main goal is to strip because I want the money so I could do what I want in life. Mm-hmm. You go on this little stank behind trip, cool. Now you back to regular life after you go on that trip. You buy that bag. You don't even really wear that bag because where you gonna go? To the strip club with the bag? Come on now, let's be real. I don't understand how people want to belittle and lose their soul over money. It makes no sense to me. It's like people don't have any morals nowadays. And it's not only the women, it's also the men. Men are in a position now where they feel as though money puts them at a status. You bring nothing to the table except coin, but you feel like you're worth something because you bring money. That's it. You disrespect yourself. You disrespect the people you're around, you lose your whole soul over a check, you drug deal, you scam. Right now, this is the crazy thing, right? I go on Instagram, the main thing people keep talking about, I feel bad because I know a lot of these people are about to be in jail because everybody's scamming right now. Everybody's scamming.
2021, everybody finna be in jail.
Everybody about to be in jail. Everybody's scamming. Everybody trying to... Come on now.
But
and it's crazy
idolatry.
It is. And what are you idolizing? Money. How does money bring you happiness though? Because let's be real. You buy this bag, you have the bag now, and then you're already on your way to get more money to buy something else. How did that satisfy you? Like that's my thought process because I used to be there. Like I used to love, not even love, I used to idolize money so much where Everything I did was for something specific. After I had that, I went back to keep searching for the next thing to make me happy, next thing to make me content. I'm looking at other people. I'm just like, how long are you going to keep searching? Like, please tell me how long you're going to keep searching for.
It's validation. You know, money buys you power. Money buys you the right to make the rules. Money buys you the right to say that you're above someone. You know, people who have money get treated differently. And people without money, they want that. And people that have money, they want to keep it. Nobody wants to be poor.
You get treated differently because people look at you like an opportunity. They don't look at you in respect. They look at you like you're an opportunity, because if I speak to you and I see you got money, I feel like you can either give me money or give me gems. Like, that's why I look at rich people. I'm like, I feel so sad for you, because you're at a new level of sadness, because now you have to question who's around you. You got to question people's motives. You got to question who's your real friends. You got to question the old friends and see if they really still here because they F with you, or it's because they trying to get something from you. Yeah. You're in a horrible position where you are literally by yourself. I don't understand why people want to be on that level.
It's because a lot of people that they don't think about it like that. Because when you look on social media, when you see that somebody with money is going through a problem, a lot of people look at that and they feel like, well, you have money, so why does it matter? True. So they're not thinking about it like, well, I have to worry about who cares about me. I have to worry about hiring managers or not trying to scheme me. You know, Rihanna was going through a whole thing where the song "Bitch Better Have My Money" was because her manager or whoever worked for her stole her money, like millions of dollars from this lady. And people don't think about it that way. That still hurts. Like, having somebody steal from you that you thought you could trust. No matter if you have millions of dollars or hundreds of dollars, that still hurts. Just because you can make it back, anybody can make back money.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Now, it depends on what kind of money you're making back. But if you lose $20, you can make back another $20. Like,
exactly.
That's not difficult to do. But a lot of people just feel like, well, you already have it, so why does it matter? And it does matter, because money does not buy happiness. And a lot of people feel like that. And that's why they idolize money. That's why they try to serve two masters. And the Bible says that you cannot serve two masters.
At all.
You cannot serve me and then try to serve money at the same time. You have to pick one or the other. You know, God is a jealous God. And when you put money above him, when you make money your sole reasoning for why you do things, which we've all been there, like, hey, I was there. And right now I'm going through financial problems where I'm having a hard time paying my bills right now. And that's just honest to God true. You know, I'm living off financial aid right now, and I got to wait until that deposit drop. But one thing I keep remembering is that I don't want to make money my sole reason for happiness. So even though right now I'm still struggling and I feel like, man, you know, when is this financial drought going to stop? I'm still thinking to myself that I don't want money. Like, I don't want it to destroy my joy and my peace. Yeah. So at the core, I'm still joyful right now. Like, I might be stressed out about bills, but I'm not sitting in a corner crying and going out here to scam or do whatever just to get that money. I'm going to wait for God to bring it to me.
Amen. And that's one thing I love. And in the Bible, it also says in Matthew 19, verse 24, it states, again, I tell you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for someone who is rich to enter the kingdom of God. My thing is, I think that people don't realize that when you have money, you have this sense of entitlement. Mm-hmm. And I think that's another thing that people strive for, because when you look at somebody with money, you logically think they have everything together. You feel like life is so much better for them. And at the end of the day, they feel like life is so much better for them because they have people that idolize them. People want to be like them. How, you know how hard it is to sit here and stay humble when you got money in your account like that? Only thing you want to do is just pay people off. That's it. That's all you care for. Yeah. And then you got people that are literally looking up to you. People in our generation are looking up to these people. That's what they want to do. They want this type of money in their account. And I'm watching, like, I remember when I used to watch Love and Hip Hop, there was this girl named, what's her name? Sukiana, something like that. Maybe hates Love and Hip Hop, bro.
Girl, Love and Hip Hop is like a snake with venom. Any person it bite, it kills. slowly killing you.
This girl named Sukiana, she basically made like a video kind of breaking down, talking about, I sold my soul to the devil trying to make this money for me and my kids, and now I regret it, la da 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 da. And I'm just like, wow, like over some money, over an opportunity, over trying to be somewhat financially free, a different type of form. Instead of you doing a 9 to 5, you would rather do this. And now all of a sudden, because you wanted to do that, now you sold your soul to the devil, and now it's not what you expected. What in the world did you expect selling your soul to the devil? Like, you thought it was gonna be easy? You thought it was just gonna be, I signed the contract and now money's coming in my pocket. Literally, honey, you literally sold your soul to the mother trucking devil. She made a whole video on that, and I'm like, wow.
I'm surprised that didn't get no traction, because I didn't hear about that.
That did get traction.
I didn't hear about that until you told me.
And then, when you looked it up after that?
I think I did look it up, and I was like, what? Like, I didn't really hear about it that much, but when Biggie says more money, more problems, I don't know what people thought that man was talking about. Like, when you have more money, it does bring more responsibilities. Yes, having more money means that you have access to resources. You're able to buy what you want to buy. You don't got to worry about how you're going to get medication or whatever. But it also brings about problems, because money doesn't heal family drama. If anything, sometimes money can create family drama.
Exactly.
It happened to my family, when my grandmother passed away, and they were fighting over materialistic things and money, and it tore our family apart to the point where to this day, people still don't even talk. Like, it's still like tension there. And I'm just like, wow, like we were once a pretty relatively close family, and now it's like you got this aunt that doesn't even talk to her niece. And I'm just like, okay. And folks also don't realize, like we said, when you have money, you never know who's with you for not or not. Yeah. Like, look at what happened to Kevin Hart. Yes, Kevin Hart cheated, and that was wrong, but his friend was the one that was setting him up. His friend was the one to put the camera in the room and try to extort him for money. His friend, who he would have given money to, but that didn't matter to him. He wanted more money. That's hurtful. Like, one, you cheated on your wife, but now you got to find out that it wasn't the side chick that did it. It was the homie.
Your homie, bro.
I had you up in my house. Homie. You've met my kids. You've been around my wife. And it was you that were trying to tear me down because you wanted some money. Yo, that's crazy. Like, that is sad when I think about that. I feel bad for him in that way. Not all the way, but I do feel bad that it was a friend that he found out was trying to steal from him.
And that's the thing. Like, I think people forget at the fact that being in this moment right now, you have to enjoy it. It does not matter how much more money you put in your pocket, you're still going to have these issues. It all adds up. Like, in life, there's always going to be something you're trying to work towards or you're trying to fix. And if money is it, like if you're in a position where you're broke, I think that you need to take that moment to be appreciative at the fact that your family is healthy. You know, your relationships are healthy, because now add a few extra dollars to that junk. It's a whole different ball game. And I think people forget that. I remember I used to have friends, because I've been blessed enough not to have true financial issues, just because my parents have been, fortunately well off. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, money never made me happy too much. I would have money, I would get materialistic things, but I was never happy. And I have friends that would look at me like, oh my gosh, you seem to have everything together because financially you're okay. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Because at the end of the day, put together, I would be straight. And I'm like, listen, that saying more money, more problems is very relevant, because then all of a sudden, when they got more money, all of a sudden they had more issues. They had family issues. People didn't respect them. People wanted more money. People didn't want to work. Like, no one wanted to work. They were waiting for you as a family member to take care of them. Issues happen. You need a help, because now they know you got extra money. It's just like, come on now. You got to understand, money is a motive for a lot of people. If you don't have true happiness, money is your motive. It don't matter who you step on. It could be mama, daddy, brother, sister, people you've loved since day one. They do not care. It's
They do
money
not
to them.
care. They
So,
do not care. And I love what you said about just like being grateful. You
mm-hmm.
know, because a lot of us we choose to focus on the negative, and we choose to say that money is going to fix it, or whatever it is going to fix it. But the Bible says, Hebrews chapter 13 verse 5, keep your life free from love of money and be content with what you have, for he has said, I will never leave you nor forsake you. Trials and challenges, it's a test of your faith. Like, I could have lost my faith. There were some times recently that I really was just like, I'm sick and tired of having money problems. Even back in undergrad when I was a host, L House days, L House, go to hell. I had problems. Like, they was literally paying us pennies at L House. I felt like they were paying us pennies. So when that happened, there were times where I was like, I don't want to believe in God. Like, why do everybody else have the nice things? Why are they making money? Why do they have a good job? I don't have that. And I had to realize now that I'm older and I'm a lot more invested into the word and into him, I realized that I might not have everything that I want, but I have everything that I need. I have my family. I have amazing friends. I have my education. I have my health. Like, I have my limbs, my car. Like, I have so many great things. Like, mine, you know how many people are crazy right now? Like, double-minded, schizophrenia. I've overcome depression. I've overcome so much in my life. So while, I would like to look at my account and see, $10,000. Sure. That'd be beautiful if I can get that. But it's because I don't have it, it's not going to make me look at my life and be like, oh, God don't love me. God has left me. Money is not, it's not that important in the long run.
And when I think about that, it's like, okay, now all of a sudden you had that 10,000 in your account. What would you do with that? Like, come on now, let's be real.
I don't just buy stuff.
Exactly, things that you don't even need. And that's the thing that confuses me. It's just like, you want that money. People want that money for what? To do what with it? To show off and say that you have the money? Because let's be real, the people that you're trying to impress do not care. They do not care at all. We're putting so much emphasis on people's thought process. They don't care enough. So we about to spend $10,000 on what? A bag that we don't care for, that we won't carry around, a car that we can't truly afford, a house that we live in by ourselves that's gigantic, but just to say we got this huge behind house. I remember there was a point in time I felt the same way. I used to always think like, I want the best. Like, anything I have, it got to be the best. And I feel as though my materialistic things give me happiness. My type of car that I drive, the type of apartment I have, the clothes that I wear, it gives me some type of form of relevancy.
Yeah.
When I started realizing that no one was caring, that's when I was just like, dang,
folks will look at you, and then they will look at you and think something for a few minutes, and then they'll be done.
Come on now.
That's it.
Come on now.
I hate to say this, but I really see it in our community. And it's not to say that, don't get me wrong, like, white celebrities, they also spend money. They also have shoes that are $5,000, clothes. They also spend their money on designer things, which is fine. If you made it, you have the right to spend it how you want to spend it. But it's the flaunting, it's the flexing that I see in our community. It's not the problem isn't you buying nice things. It's the fact that even right now during a pandemic, when people are losing their jobs and losing valuable income and can't pay their bills, a lot of us are still online throwing money and talking about how much money they have and what they're in their bag and showing off all these things. And you're just like, why is it us? Like, I don't see, like I told my cousin, I don't see Taylor Swift online talking about something, I got a bag and da 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 da. Like, it's us. It's the city girls. It's the mulatto. It's us that are out here flossing like that. And I really think it comes from Black people have been told for so long that we're not we're not ish.
Yeah.
That we're not worth anything. That now that I got it, I'm gonna show you how much I'm worth. I'm gonna prove to you that I'm worth more than what you think that I am. And then growing up in the hood when you don't have it and you now get it, it's like I'm definitely finna floss. I'm finna show everybody like, look at me. It's like a 5-year-old kid that just got a brand new toy. It's like, look at me, look at me. Like,
Yeah.
like I got the brand new toy, and you're just like, okay, cool, but I don't get it.
Oh man, when I tell you hit a nail in a coffin, bro, because that is facts. Like, it's our people. And I do feel it does really stem back. It stem back to slavery. It stem back to, us feeling as though us as Black people, we have to prove ourselves not only to white people, not only to Chinese people, we're proving ourselves to ourselves. We feel as though materialistic things put us on a pedestal. At the end of the day, it doesn't. We don't bring, regardless of how much Gucci we spend on, these white people, if that's who we're trying to impress, look at us like we're still broke. Wow, they don't even know how to invest. Their whole outfit probably costs more than their house. That's how they look at us, and we don't see that. We see it as
these brands. A lot of these brands know that once Black people do it, it becomes a trend.
Yeah.
Once Black people wear your stuff, that's when it becomes really popping. Like when Aaliyah was wearing Tommy Hilfiger and all the rappers were talking about Tommy Hilfiger in the 90s and early 2000s, that really helped the brand. But a lot of these labels, they don't really see the value of Black dollars, because if they did, they wouldn't still be making stupid things like noose on sweaters.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's like, it's like they don't really value us. They know that we're going to spend money in their stores because white people are smart enough to know that Black people value materialistic things a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So we're going to be the ones that's going to be online wearing a whole Gucci down outfit and looking crazy. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not a fan of like Gucci on Gucci on Gucci on Gucci.
No,
like,
it's tacky. It's tacky.
It's tacky to me. And I'm not trying to be shady, but I just feel like that Gucci on Gucci look, it can come across a bit like too much. And then when people wear like jewelry with it, I'm just like, something got to go. Like,
but it's because they want to be seen. That's why. And then they want to get upset talking about, oh, if it's a white person who does it, then it's not a problem. Nigga, no white person's gonna do that because their money is not going towards having Gucci down everything. Like, they invest. We don't invest. You have white people that literally have legacies, generations of money, because why? They invest into properties. They invest their money. We don't. Our money goes into apartment penthouses. Our money goes into our Gucci and Louis Vuittons and Chanel's and Birkin bags. Instead of us as women, instead of us wanting our men to sit here and invest into our business, into us as women, we want them to buy us bags. That's what we're looking for. Bags that we're not going to wear. Like, it blows my freaking mind how materialistic our people are. It's crazy.
Yeah. I feel like a few people have become a bit more like, now we have certain Black celebrities talking about investing. You know, we have the John Sallys, the Jay-Z's, but we do need more people to talk about investing, because it really is important that you do know how to spend your money. And there's nothing wrong with wanting nice things. Like,
at all.
I am big on quality.
Kanithia is bougie.
I'm not bougie.
Anyways, Kanithia is bougie. So she loves quality. Anything that's not quality, she don't mess with it at all. She would look at it in disgust.
That's why I cannot rag on too hard on people that like nice things. I'm just saying it's one, it's the flossing. Two, it's an idolizing. When you put that above God, I don't put my nice things above God. Like, I like it, but at the same time, I know that this does not mean that I'm worth something. I just like it because I don't want to have to buy it again because it's poor quality.
Yeah.
But one thing that I can say is that some women are now starting to realize, okay, you know what? Invest into my business, or how are you going to help me to be successful? You still have a lot of young girls that still kind of got that mindset of, what can you give me? What can you buy me? And we need a balance. you know,
Yeah.
we need a balance. You can ask for nice things, but don't make it your sole purpose. Like don't make it as the reason why you're with somebody, or the reason why you're going so hard is just to have that thing. And I think a lot of people are doing that right now. And
you know, one thing I'm now thinking about is, if we're being realistic, you have people that on social media to floss what they have, and then you got people on social media that just post. I feel as though a lot of the people that are flossing, they're the ones that get more attention.
Yeah.
Because if I'm thinking about it, I feel like it's equal. We have a lot of women that have their mind right. They're not looking for money all the time, but the ones that are looking for money are the ones that are relevant. They're the ones that are being noticed all the time because they're the ones putting themselves out there to make some money. Yeah. So I feel as though, you know, I feel like there are equal people. I feel like there are good people, there are good women, there are good men. We just don't see them that often because social media is that platform for the ones that are money hungry to be noticed.
Yeah. So and right now we're living in the city girls era.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I'm not effing you for free. And it's high class prostitution. I'm sorry high to say that, but it's true. Like it's
let's not even say high class. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of middle class, low class prostitution. Because if all you trying to do is get a freaking bag, bruh, you ain't getting no house. You telling me you ain't getting no house with selling your coochie? True. Come on,
that's true. Because when you do see the girls that are date the rappers and that kind of promote that lifestyle, whenever their relationship ends, they don't walk away with the house. They walk away with jewelry and clothes and stuff, but they don't really walk away with anything of value that they can like flip and turn into something more. You know, I respect women that date someone with money and they put themselves on. Like I can respect Keisha Kior. Is that her name? Keisha
that's her name.
Because even though like people might look at her as a gold digger, which I don't think she's a gold digger. You know, she is on the flossier side. I think she just genuinely likes to dress like that. I don't think that she's like throwing money in the air and watch it fall, you know. But she's done things with her life. Like I think she has a business and she's really tried hard to invest into herself. And I think that's really, really important, is that if you're going to date somebody with money, put yourself on, because a lot of these rappers and basketball players and stuff, one, they're not even taking care of their money, really. True. Like some of them are. You know, you got the Rick Rosses out here who got Wingstop on lock, but some rappers are just blowing it. So make sure that you're gonna at least set yourself up and say, you know what, I do care about this person. Obviously, sometimes they don't care about him, but let me try to figure out a way to make something out of myself so that if he does decide to leave and hop on the next thing, I can still say, well, okay, I did good for myself. Like people want to be like, oh, Karuchi Tran is this, that, and the third, but sis was on a hit TV show. Like she ran with it.
Yeah.
She could have been like, I'm just gonna try to date another basketball player, another singer and rapper, and just hop around. But sis said, let me use this name for something.
Exactly.
That was smart.
Exactly. Yeah, and I feel as though like people have to understand not everybody's meant to have money and be popular. Like I think truth. That's the thing right now. Everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. Not everybody's built to. Like maybe you're meant to do a 9-to-5 because so and it's okay. It's not bad. It's not horrible. But at the end of the day, you have to be okay with that. Yeah. There's gonna be times where you're not gonna be Miss Famous or Mr. Famous. You don't have to be that to be somebody at all. And I think people have to be okay with that.
And you have to be okay with knowing that sometimes I feel like God gives you gifts just so that you can help other people. True. And me and my friend, we always have this conversation whenever I go to Orlando, because we would talk about gifts that people have, and her stance is that if you got it, try to make money from it, try to do something with it. And I feel like God isn't always calling you to make money from something. You know, God is going to bless you financially in different ways. Not everybody is going to reach that thousandaire peak, that millionaire peak. Yeah. Sometimes God just wants you to be a vessel to help other people, to spread his word. And a lot of people, they feel like they have to be on the stage. They feel like I'm gonna have all this. I'm gonna be the millionaire. God's gonna bless me that way, and He might not. And it's okay to have a gift and just to help people. Like if you're a singer, it's okay to go to the hospital and just sing for sick people.
Yeah.
It's okay. If you know how to cook, it's okay to help out your local nonprofit and cook for them. If they have an event and you know they don't have a lot of money to pay you, you don't have to always try to make money off of everything. If you really do love it and you feel like God is calling you to do it and that's your career, that's cool. But not God is not always giving you something so that you can make money from it.
True.
You're there to help people. We're here to be of service to other people.
True.
That's what we're here to do. And I know that a lot of people feel like God is going to bless them, like financially have this huge breakthrough. And I think breakthroughs come at different levels. Sometimes a breakthrough could just mean you being able to pay your bills on time. Sometimes a breakthrough could mean that you do end up getting a job that pays $200K a year. It's different levels to me. I don't feel like a breakthrough always means like I'm finna blow it out the water. Like God finna deposit something big into my account. Sometimes God could just say, why can't you just be grateful with making $50K a year?
That's the thing. People are not grateful. People are greedy. That's the problem. We are in a greedy position, and it's not now. I think that's a generational curse, because look how America was built. It was built off of greed. How this world was built, it was built off of greed. So it's like people have to be in a position where you have to be content. I remember there was a point in time when I used to live in Florida. I used to look at my old classmates and old friends, and I'll be like, y'all so boring. Like, y'all so boring chilling in Palm Beach your whole life. How are y'all like okay with this? Y'all should want to do more. Y'all should want to go trips and be someplace else and live in other places and all that stuff. And I used to throw so much shade because I'm just like, how are y'all content? But I'm sitting here thinking back like, wow, I wish I was happy with where I was. Like, I moved to a different city and I was still unhappy. Moved to a different state, still unhappy. And I'm watching these people still content in a place that they grew up their whole entire life. And I was like, I need to get to that point. I don't need to be in Tulum and Dubai and all this other places to sit here and say that I'm happy. Who am I happy for? Am I happy because I get to post a nice picture on Instagram? Just so people can like, and I feel validated off of that. What makes me happy in those moments, honestly? So I feel as though, we have to get to a point where we're content in life. It's not an issue being content. It's an amazing thing to be content because you're not pushing and rushing for the next best thing. You're good. If a good thing happens, you're good. If nothing happens, you're still good. Like, I think people, patience and
gratitude.
Gratitude, bro.
Being patient and being grateful, because if you're not grateful for the Honda Civic, then God not gonna bless you with the Benz.
Come on now.
You got to be grateful with what you have. You have to be grateful with your small apartment for right now. You got to be grateful with the car that might give you problems, but you can still get to work on time, not have to catch the bus and be late to work. You got to be grateful with what you have. And to you might not have a lot, but it's about perspective.
Exactly.
Because if you feel like you don't have a lot, then you know what? Cool, you don't have a lot. Keep thinking that way. But if you look around and you stop and you just look and you just say, okay, no, I don't have that. I don't. And life can be hard for me at times. But you know what? Look at all the things that I do have. It's not to say that don't acknowledge your struggle, because we all have struggles. I'm not saying to be like, oh, life is just perfect. But what I'm saying is that it's all about perspective and how you view things. If you view it as, I don't have nothing, I don't have a lot, then you're mentally going to start feeling like you don't have a lot. But if you look at what you're struggling with and you figure out, okay, I can fix this, but I also have a lot of other great things, you won't feel like you have to now focus so hard on trying to fix the problem. You can have a balance in your life. And I think a lot of people spend a lot of time looking at what they don't have, that they forget what they do have.
Yep.
And you can't look at life like that, because if you do, you're going to miss out on some of the best moments.
That's true.
Life is going to be hard. And when you do get that money, when you do reach that place, if you're not joy from within, if you're relying on external factors to bring you happiness and joy, you're going to always be looking for the next thing. Always. And you're never going to be satisfied. And that's a sad ass way to live.
Point
Never
blank,
being satisfied.
Point blank, period. And the thing is like in these moments, we're not speaking from looking on the outside in. We've dealt with this. Like
still
dealing with it. Like
still.
money is it's so easy to fall in love with money. It's so simple. It's so easy.
So easy.
And so it's like we're not communicating from the outside looking in. We're dealing with it. We understand it, we feel it, and we're talking from moments that we've learned. We've learned gratitude, we've learned understanding, we've learned that not all of us are going to be popular. Not all of us are going to be in a position where money just falls out of our pocket. We're not going to be able to buy these nice, crazy things that we want. We're not going to be in the penthouse apartment. We're not going to not live in the ghetto. Like, come on now. These things, we have to be grateful for where we're at and stop looking and always pushing to try to change things and change the future and put ourselves in bad predicaments just for money. I'm not going to sit here and lose my soul over a check because that check is going to go. Point blank.
Yeah, that check is going to go. And that's the thing. And, and maybe God will bless us with all those great things. But you know what? It's It's not right now. And I think the biggest thing that we're trying to hint at is idolatry. Do not idolize these things. You can want a better life. You can want to make more money so that things can be easier for you, and you can take care of yourself, your family, your bills. That is normal. Okay, I'm not gonna sit up here and lie and say that I want to be broke and be happy. Bump that. That's a lie. But what I will say is that it's idolatry. Do you idolize it? Are you willing to, like Sam says, sell your soul for a check? That's the problem. The problem isn't in wanting to have a good life, wanting to be comfortable. That's not the problem. The problem is what you're willing to do for it.
Yeah.
That's where the problem lies. That's when you start to idolize it and have two masters, when you feel yourself willing to sacrifice. Because if you're willing to surrender and sacrifice for God, because he's your master. But if you're willing to sacrifice and surrender for money, that means that now has to become your master as well. And that's why God said you cannot have both, because there's no way that you can surrender to me and surrender to money too.
Yep.
Or anything else, sex, food, like a person, a relationship, anything else.
And are you
the top dog?
And are you willing to grow? Because it's like, that's the thing. Sometimes certain things, not even sometimes, anytime God allows something to happen in our life is because he knows that we're ready for it. He does not give us more than we cannot handle. That's just facts. If you're not ready to be rich, he's not going to allow you to be rich because you're not ready. So many, that's why I said in the verse, Matthew 19 verse 24, like I said, it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than someone who is rich to enter the kingdom of heaven. Point blank period. A person who's rich, you're not humble anymore. Money rules your life. Are you able to handle having a ton of money in your pocket? Or are you going to lose yourself? If you're not prepared for that, he's not going to give that to you.
Yeah.
You have to have common sense with that.
And that's one thing I will say though. When you do pray, instead of praying for that job, one thing I learned is pray for the characteristics that will help you get to that job. Like one thing I did, I pray for wisdom. I pray for strength. I pray for better time management, self-discipline, obedience. I pray for those characteristics because that's what's going to help me to ascend. I pray for skills. And I pray that God will bless me with those things so that when it is my time to ascend, when God is saying, okay, now I want to offer you that, I pray that I'm ready. Yeah. I don't want to have a job that's going to pay me what I want to be paid, but I get there and I'm not ready. And now I'm failing and I'm falling short. I don't want to get to that point. I want God to make sure that I have all the necessary skills so that God, when you do bring it to me, I'm ready and there's no doubt about it.
That's true. That is true. That is true. So, you guys, that's our take on finances, y'all. I feel like that's a long topic because we could keep going in on this thing, boy.
You really can, because it's so crazy. Social media has made money like a god.
Yeah,
it's a whole other god to some people.
That's true. So I did have a question. Okay, so let me make sure I can get this right. All right, so basically, there's a couple, and this couple, they got married and they agreed to have a joined account where they're both putting their finances, their money into this account, paying the bills, doing whatever they had to do. And so the husband goes ahead and looks at the account. And he was like, something don't seem right. Like something was wrong with the finances that he needed to check. And when he checked, he found out that his wife had a whole separate private account that was her savings, that she's been saving 10% of her paycheck every month since they've been married.
Lord.
So now after he realized that she's now saved up $25,000 since they've been married. So he confronts her and is just like, why is it that you started doing this? And she was like, oh, it's because just in case you passed away or, in case you started getting abusive, I wanted, a backup fund. And so he was like, wow, that's crazy. What I'm going to do is take out the same amount that you have in your savings. I'm going to take out that amount for myself in our joint account. Because mind you, they're both making money. So he can easily take out that $25,000. But she said that's financial abuse. If you were to take that out, you're wrong. What you can do is start a new account and do what I'm doing now. And so his friends say that he's not wrong for feeling like he should take out $25,000 out their personal. And he's just like, he wants to know another point of view because he knows those are his friends. So his friends are going to ride for him. He wants to know another point of view. Is he right? Or, is she okay for what she did? I know how I feel, but you tell me how you feel.
So I think that she was wrong for lying about it and not telling him. I think that should have been communicated. If she really wanted to have a separate account, it should have been communicated because, lots of people, I might want to spend something on this and you might not agree with that. So if I have my own account, it'll just be easier and it won't cause problems if I just spend out of my account instead of out of our account. That's understandable. And I feel like if she would have just told him that, he would have been like, okay, cool. I don't want you spending crazy money on a pair of shoes anyways out of our account. But I feel like with him trying to take the money out, I think it's coming from a petty place. He's okay to be he's right to be upset about it. And now they do need to speak about why people need to lie about it and hide this money. But I feel like him trying to take out the $25,000 is kind of like him saying, give me the money. And now he's trying to fight immaturity with immaturity.
Yeah.
So I think he should make a separate account and just say, you know what? Okay, if that's what you want to do, I'm going to do that from now on, my 10%. But yeah, trying to take the money out. Now that's just you're doing it out of anger.
Ooh, I mean, I feel the same way you do. I feel like her lying is the biggest situation because that should have been transparent from day one. And I feel like, he is being petty by saying that. But at the same time, it's just I feel as though anytime you have negative or motives in the background, it's her reasoning behind it. You telling me you doing it because you want to have a backup plan in case I die or become abusive. Nigga, we married for better or for worse. Do you not believe in that? You already have something in the back burner just in case things don't work out. That to me is so effed up. This man is, and her another thing she was saying is you're not smart. You're not smart because you should have done the same thing. But I'm just wait, he loves you. And he never even thought that you would do some weird junk like that. So it's that's the reason why he never sat here and said, oh, let me have some background account just in case things don't work out between us. So I'm just I get where she's coming from, but at the same time, one, I don't respect it. 2, it should have been communicated.
Yeah.
3, her reasoning behind it is childish. And at the end of the day, his thought process on how to handle it is childish. I don't think it's gonna be fair for him to just start off fresh, where it's like, you got 25,000, now I'm starting off putting my 10%. I think he should be able to take some money out of that account that he knows that he works for. Like, if it's, I don't know if it's going to be 25,000 where the account is still going to be good, but whatever amount, he should be able to start off with something, because you've been doing that junk for years. Because my thing is, in that moment, I would question the whole marriage.
Me too.
Like, whole marriage, bro.
If I was him, because why would you even marry me if you're like, this might not work? It's like,
come on now.
What?
This generation vouchers, like, they love divorce. People love. I feel like they can make this work. I do. I think with counseling and some understanding of why she did what she did, they can make it work, for better or for worse. It's marriage. But I think her reasoning behind it is very selfish. And then to say that he's not smart for not doing the same thing, you're a liar. Like, you've been hiding money. Like, you did not even tell me that you had this account. This was not discussed. If I were to ever get married, I am the kind of person where I do want a separate account, because I know my spending could be a little misinterpreted. Over the top.
It can be a little over the top. Like, I will go to TJ Maxx and clear it out. And I don't want my husband to be upset with me. I'd rather just use my coin and you use your coin for what you want to use it for. That way, we're not arguing about money, because money is a leading cause for divorce, for marriages. True. Like, money problems.
True.
I don't want money problems. Like, we can have a joint account for bills, for if something that we both agree on that we want to purchase. Cool. Other than that, if I want to clear out TJ Maxx, I'm going to use my money to do it. Not our money to do, because we didn't agree on a shopping spree.
That's true. That's true. So I feel the same way. And I feel like they could work it out. They need some counseling. Yeah. They need God in the middle of that relationship. And they'll work it out.
Now that you say, I do think he should take some type of money out, because, she been lying. So I guess I feel like he is kind of old. Like, if you got $25,000, then I can at least take out 10 or something. Yeah, like, you need to give me something for how you've been hiding things from me. But that speaks to bigger problems in their marriage.
Yeah. That kind of tells me, like, there's been some infidelity or whatever the case is, or there's been some type of abuse where
something where she feels like she's had to keep on doing it too. It's some
and issues. You do it secretively. Like, it's just like, come on now.
Yeah, it's a bigger picture. Issue. That's a very small part of a bigger picture. That's what it sounds like to me.
But I mean, it is what it is, bro.
All right. Question of the day. Yes. Okay, so one of Sam's friends asked, why is it so difficult for millennials to date now?
Man, I got the answer. So I was sent this last night, and I was like, whoa, this is facts. 1, we ghost as a way to end things. No one wants to tell people why they not messing with them no more. It's just slowly but surely. Hey,
that's so cowardly.
It is. But let's be real. That's how people move now. 2nd, we're hyper focused on sex.
Ooh.
So,
sip that tea.
That's tea, bro.
That's tea. Lemon ginger.
Next, we're in competition of who can care the least. That's something I
take that.
Because it's like, shoot, I'm not gonna show you I feel no type of way. Like, nigga, do you?
Like,
do you, bruh? Cool.
But then you gonna cry to your friends.
Shut up.
She gonna cry to me later.
And I done messed up, bro. I told that nigga I didn't care. Now
I was like, why would you say that? She'd be like, because.
I don't know. Next is we're too strategic about our responses. It's like, you just don't want to look like you hurt in your feelings.
Or like people be like, oh, I'm not gonna respond back for 24 hours. I'm
Come
like,
on now.
but you saw the message and you're not doing nothing right now. Just respond back.
And
I
you
don't
know
want
for
to
a
sound
fact
thirsty.
you ain't doing nothing for 24 hours. Like,
yeah, it's like I don't want to seem thirsty. That's not being thirsty. That's just having a conversation.
Back, my nigga.
Yeah.
Next is we expect a perfection that doesn't exist.
Fantasy. Mm-hmm.
And I think we all live in that.
Yep.
We're overloaded with options. Social media is, because that's one thing I was thinking about. I was like, dang, these black men sit here fantasizing about having an exotic women that they've never seen in their entire life, in real life. You've seen them on social media, you've seen them in magazines, but you've never seen these exotic women in your real life.
Never.
And you're fantasizing over them.
Sis could have a whole yeast infection.
Come on, huh? Wait.
Sis could be leaking. He don't care. He don't care.
I was tripping. We've become content with being alone. I think that's something I've been in that position where I'm like, I don't need nobody. I'm cool.
Yeah, I've been single for so long now. I'm like,
yeah. And I think that's something that a lot of black women deal with, because it's like, we want to be independent. We don't need anyone. We're cool with being by ourselves. But let's be real. Like, we're humans. We want interaction with the male. Come on now. So it's like
what a man can do, Samantha cannot do for me. Okay.
Exactly. Next one is we're always stuck in a gray area. I like situationships, entanglement, all that foolishness. Like, that is so relevant in relationships now. It's not even crazy.
No communication.
We don't feel accountable for the pain we inflict onto other people.
Damn. Yeah. These are real. These are
real.
These are really true. Like, I feel like as millennials, like, especially just a part of trying to be strategic and try to show who cares the least and having all the options. Mm-hmm. Like, a lot of people, they feel like, well, I have these options. I have this person. I have that person. I don't really need you. And then it's just people feeling like, I don't want to be thirsty. I don't want to tell them how I feel about them, because what if I get hurt? Yeah. And it's just like, okay, like, if, like, why do you keep harping on that? Like, just give it a try, have faith.
Yeah.
But a lot of millennials, like, and then it's just that fantasy. People want perfection. I definitely agree with that. Like, I used to be stuck in that a lot. Mm-hmm. I think, Instagram and Twitter have done a great job of kind of making you feel like, what is Sierra's prayer? Russell Wilson is so perfect. And people be like, oh, if my man's not like that, I don't want him. But it's just like, that's that individual person. Like, who God has for you is who God has for you.
Exactly.
But then that sexual part, woo, girl, when they said we are hypersexual,
mm-hmm.
people will value sex over connection. Like, you have people who could have met their soulmate a long time ago, but that body just won't let them. It's like everybody is so addicted to, well, when am I going to get it? When are we going to have sex? Like, people don't even want to wait anymore. Nobody wants to get to know each other anymore. And everybody moves so fast. I feel like as millennials, we move hella fast. It's like we're dating. We like each other. Now we're together. Now we're jealous. You can't have friends. I can't have friends. Now it's like, it just moves so fast. It's like 2 months and people are talking about they love each other, moving in, like they want to move in. They jealous. They're having sex all the time. And it's just like, damn, like, I went through 1 semester of school and you had 3 niggas, like,
and not just some niggas you talking to, like actual boyfriends,
relationships.
Yeah,
relationships. Like, I think people forget that a relationship is supposed to be like a bond, a connection. A relationship is not just, oh, I like you and you like me, and I don't know you. And then I feel like it's bad communication too. I feel like a lot of people don't really want to communicate, and because you don't want to let the person know that you're hurt, you feel in some type of way, and it's just a lot of confusion.
A lot of confusion. So these in these moments, we just have to let God work.
Yeah.
Stop trying to make things happen for ourselves and let God make it happen for us. Because sometimes a lot of times, we really don't know what we want. We kind of just go with the flow and we kind of go with whatever looks good. And it's messing us up. Let's stop trying to work in pain. Like, stop trying to be so strategic. Allow yourself to feel. Like, stop making a new person deal with the pain that somebody else caused you. Like, allow them to be that new person.
And take your time to be single.
Yeah.
Take your time to be single. You do not have to rush into another situation just because one ended. Take your time to figure out why it ended, and also take your time to heal from it, and to go through your feelings about it, and just chill out until you feel like God brought you somebody else. But stop seeking, stop looking. That's the problem. Folks be out here looking like binoculars, like where he at? Where he at? It's like, nigga, nowhere. Like,
yeah. Yeah, no, that's facts. That's facts. Enjoy these moments, because I mean, this is a time for you to get to know yourself. People have to realize when you're in a relationship, you have to be accountable for the other person. You have to realize that.
Yeah.
So be in this position where you are able to be selfish. You can do what it is that you want to do for the most part. You don't have to hinder what it is that God's telling you to do or what you feel like you want to do because of a whole other person. Like, chill, relax. Being in a relationship is not your end all be all. You have so much more purpose, so much more things that you can accomplish. Like,
yeah, dating is just one part of life.
Yeah.
It's not, to me, it's not even the biggest part.
It's not.
To me personally, but everyone's different. Some people feel like it is.
No, that's true. That is true.
All right. We are wrapping up the end of this episode. That was a good little combo. Okay. Okay, y'all. I think we killed that. Okay. Remember, y'all, send in the questions, like whatever questions you have, send it in to our Instagram, which is at a brunch session. You can also send it to our Twitter, also a brunch session. Sam says the email, but y'all don't send us no questions.
Y'all use the email, a brunchsession@gmail.com. Please and thank you.
Or you can also DM one of us on our Instagrams. Mine is at Kanethia 2_. Sam.
Oh, mine is at bysamdc.
Okay, check us out. Streaming 12 p.m. every Friday on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts. And we are out of here. Oh, well, we also got to pray. By your head.
Yeah, no comment, y'all.
No comment. I'm sorry, you guys, but let's bow our head and I start the prayer. Lord, I just really want to say thank you, God, for bringing us here tonight, allowing me and Sam to make another episode, Lord, and I pray that your hand was all throughout this episode, God, and that we communicated your word effectively. Lord, I pray that for people that are idolizing money or idolizing anything, Lord, that is not of you, God, that you help them to change their ways and to repent for their ways as well. Lord, you are our master. You are our God. Money is not going to take away from who we are, from who you called us to be, Lord. Allow this society, God, to stop idolizing money, Lord, and doing anything that they can for money. Heal them, God, and allow us to just come together and realize the sinfulness of that, Lord, changing our way, turning away from sin. God, thank you once again. We bless you. We just hope that this podcast, God, is speaking to your word. We love you, God. Amen.
Amen.
Now we out.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Bye.